Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Batteries Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Parrish, Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by GameCoin. Okay, everybody, hope your Thursday's off to an awesome start. Rip roaring, ready to roll on this day. A lot going on. Basketball Tigers picked up another commitment via the transfer portal. And had 3 more visitors this week. So the number 1 transfer portal class in the country. The number 1 transfer portal class in the country, looking to grow potentially even further here. So great to see the strategy that LSU is trying to implement right now working. But again, this is only a piece of the strategy. They still have to translate this into wins on the floor. And we have a long way to go before we'll know if that happens. But a giant part of translating this into wins on the floor, of course, is going to be getting players. So they're doing that, which is really impressive. So when you look at sorry, I got a little distracted. My apologies. Anyway, bottom line is LSU spending on the portal like they said they would. They've landed 3 players, number 1 portal class, long way to go, but still exciting. 3 more prospects visited this week, so we'll see if they pop any more commits. You can follow that news at louisianasports.net. LSU baseball tonight. They are at Oklahoma for game 1. Jay Johnson did give an update on Gavin Guidry's health. We talked about that a bit yesterday on the show, but so you look forward maybe to having Guidry hopefully back for the Auburn series next weekend. But tonight, 6 o'clock on ESPN2, Friday, 6:30, Saturday, 2 p.m. are the 3 games. And then also LSU gymnastics. They kick off regional action tonight and the Penn State regional. So the number 1 overall national seed, LSU gymnastics, big night. They also get started at 6 p.m. So same time as the baseball game tonight. So fingers crossed. Here's hoping that all the Tigers teams perform really well. All right, let's say some good morning, Joe. Please smash that like button if you would on YouTube, Facebook. Like the page, share the post. We appreciate y'all. Let's say some good mornings. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Bubba Smith, Brian, Ben, good morning. Bailey. So LSU didn't get the best portal class because of gumbo or crawfish. No, they didn't. Not because they like gumbo. They've got the best portal class right now because they're spending a lot of money. An interesting convo yesterday too. The top of the SEC, they're anticipated spending 10 to 12 million in the portal. LSU's not going to get there, but I can confidently say that they'll get beyond 5 million for this roster. They were at 1.8 this year, so they'll more than double that number. Now, how high will they go? I don't know. And I think here's what I think. Okay, just to be very clear, I'm using context clues, information I have to kind of piece some things together. So this I'm telling you is just a guess. I think in their mind they thought, okay, we could probably push this near 5 or above 5. And we're going to be competitive. We're not going to be top of the league. We're going to be competitive. And what's happened in this portal cycle is because, like we talked about in football, you have all the front-loading contracts, right? You have the collectives dumping cash right now. You have the market for these players going way up, and in some instances, like double what it would have been a year ago for the same caliber player. So I think what they're realizing also is probably got to spend more, like than what you thought you were going to have to spend coming into this portal cycle. Now, where does that land? I don't know. You know, if I get a number, if something I'm confident in, I'll share it with you. But They're spending a lot out of necessity. We'll see how much more they can add here. Hey, Dale, everything's on sale today if you're buying into stocks. What is the market red today? Billy, good morning, Matt. Liking the pickups for basketball so far. I asked the everything's green in the stock market. Crypto's red. So I wonder if that's what you mean. Billy, so I asked the audience yesterday if people were sort of coming around on basketball, like if maybe the last 72 hours or so has changed people's opinions and impression of basketball and Matt McMahon. And I think there's still a lot of skeptics and cynics, and probably rightfully so. But it's also hard to ignore that it's a good start. Hey, Dane, good morning. Good to see you there, man. Thomas, weather could be an issue tonight in Oklahoma. Go Tigers, Jingle Gate 82. Not just tonight, Thomas. Weather could be an issue all weekend. It could be dodging storms. It's supposed to be cold as well in Norman. So that's a bummer. So tonight in Norman, there's rain in the forecast until 11 a.m. So the good news is it looks like it's good for tonight. Although first pitch looks like it's 56 degrees at first pitch. And then Friday and Saturday, 90% chance of rain both days. So similar to last weekend, we're going to be keeping our eye on the skies and potentially dodging some raindrops as well this weekend in Norman. So we'll keep an eye on all that. Hey, Brett, good morning. Brian Wynn, Matt, when you stop to think about it, the gumbo here is good enough for some players to come to LSU. Probably not. Probably not. Not when other places are offering millions of dollars. We may want to offer millions of dollars and the gumbo. That's what pushes it over the edge. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Brett. I know it happened. God dog it. That's my fault. Of course it's my fault. Who else's fault would it be? So we lost power at the house yesterday. And so whenever everything reset, my audio board and everything, the default mic that picked up was the mic on this camera instead of the microphone. So while I was talking into the microphone, the mic that locked on picked up when I recorded last night was that camera. I wonder if y'all are still hearing that. Hang on. Yep. God dog it. Hang on. All right. Should be fixed now. That should sound better. Brett, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I'm sure it sounded bad just now, but anyway, should be better now. Y'all better now? Audio better now? Yeah. Doggone it. Oh well. Apologies for that. Hey Dale, nothing I can do about it now. Mulkey about to pop some studs in the portal. She always does, doesn't she? Hey Brad, good morning. Hey Paul, good morning from the ATL. Deborah, 2 days this week, I was over at Restored Motions seeing Crystal Poche. Went Monday. Thank God she got me vertical again. Then went yesterday and really I turned the corner yesterday with my back. Not great, but but anyway, all that to say, Deborah, there's well, you know this, but I noticed a familiar name. I was sitting in the waiting room, and right there on one of the tables, there's a little card holder with business cards, and there was Deborah Cowart right there. So I was like, I recognize that name. 8-ball rolling. Good morning. Hey Rex, good morning. Brian, good to see you there. Quentin, good morning. Tiger Diver, how do you think baseball will do this weekend? Yeah, Tiger Diver, here's the thing. So Oklahoma, if you look at this team, so they're 5-4 in the conference. But they're still a top 10 team in the country. Excuse me. So they're 5-4 in the conference. They're still top 10 in the country. Interestingly enough, Kyson Witherspoon, who's going to throw tonight, or scheduled to throw tonight, say it that way, is your D1 baseball ranked him as the best pitcher in college baseball this year. But he's actually lost his last 2 outings. So it's gettable. Now, they won 2 out of 3 against South Carolina at home to open up conference play. And then they won 2 out of 3 against State. That was that was at home. And then last week they went to Tuscaloosa and lost 2 out of 3 to Alabama. They won the middle game and lost games 1 and 2. So they've yet to sweep or be swept. And they've only played the one home series, and that was against Mississippi State, where they won games 1 and 3 and lost game 2. So Oklahoma offensively has kind of had a struggle this year. They hit 298 collectively as a team, but this is one of those teams that's not going to bash the baseball, but they're kind of a pesky offense, kind of like Kentucky was a year ago. They're like, get them on, get them over, get them in. They get on, they're going to steal bases, they're going to bunt, they're going to hit and run, they're going to drag bunt. They're going to put a ton of action to pressure the defense and try to create and try to generate offense like that. So it's going to be a different kind of challenge, but you're hopeful that Cade Anderson goes out there and throws really well tonight and that the offense follows. Cold day. My offense might be tough to come by, though, in Norman. It's, again, raining all day today in Norman. It's going to be cold tonight. So, all right, 1 second. I'll be right back.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
At Parish, we've got you covered. The top of your road, all the way down. Yeah. Okay. Hey, remember at Parish, we're giving away $10,000. What? Yup. It's a fact. Giving away 10 G's, y'all. Here you go. You want to win 10 GER? Here's all the giveaway deets. I'll post it in the chat. Check it out. We're drawing our winner on April 25th. So you got about 3 weeks to enter. ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Find myself here. All right. Make defense great again. Morning, Matt. Is your best lineup right now with Brown and right, Reeves at third, Fry at DH? I will tentatively say yes. Again, I want to throw out this caveat about Fry, and I'm glad he's doing well and everyone's excited and should be. And your Jays put a lot of faith in Ethan Fry, and he's rewarding that right now. I got to see him do it in league play. He only has 20 at-bats in SEC play so far, and he's hitting 350. But like tonight, for example, against Witherspoon, this is a different level of competition. So, like, let me see this tonight. I'm expecting Jay is going to keep Ethan Fry in the lineup. I mean, he has earned the right to be in the lineup. I mean, he's hitting 400. So, yes, I do think he'll be in there and should be in there. But I don't think it's one of those things where you take a Sharpie and you permanently affix him to the lineup for the remainder of the season. Got to see him do it consistently in SEC play. Hey, Donovan, what's your prediction for the Oklahoma series? I've been wavering back and forth, Donovan, because we've seen LSU go on the road once in conference play and they lost 2 out of 3 to Texas. And you can look at it and say, maybe they were up 5-2 in game 2 and choked it away, which they did because they didn't have a bullpen, but they had a chance to win that series. I could also look at Mississippi State and go, you could have lost games 1 or 2. I mean, you were down 6-2 in game 1, and game 2 was a nail biter as well. So, I think this is a very interesting series where we're going to learn a lot about this LSU baseball team. I will, with great hesitation, pick LSU to go on the road and win this series. Only because I've seen Witherspoon lose the last 2 weeks. If he was throwing at what felt like an invincible rate right now, I'd probably pick Oklahoma to win the series. But I'll take LSU to figure out a way to scratch out a couple of games, including tonight behind Kate Anderson, in particular because I've seen Witherspoon lose the last 2 weeks to lesser teams than LSU. Hey, Caleb, good morning. Melody, good morning. Jason H., good morning. Jeremy, how's the back? Better. Not good, not 100%, but better. And went and saw Crystal again yesterday. And I mean, dude, she, like, I'm sure a lot of yesterday was more soreness from that session than even my back pain. But I'm definitely turning the corner, which is great. It usually takes me about 2 weeks before I feel confident, like 100% confident in doing everything again. But I'm getting there. So thanks for asking. Hey, Bailey, my eyebrow raised when I heard the anonymous coach praise Nuss's decision-making, but the data checks out. Yeah, so did that on Locked on LSU. If you want to check out that episode from yesterday, this was the quote. I have it right here, as a matter of fact. An anonymous SEC defensive coordinator on Garrett Nussmeier, quote, he has really good pocket awareness. I wouldn't say he's an athlete in the pocket, but we thought he had good enough movement to extend the play to get it downfield. We thought his strength was his decision-making. And it's interesting when you look at PFF that charted all of his pressure throws. It was better than Burrow in 2018. Not Burrow in 2019, of course, but better than Burrow even in 2018. Hey, Robbie, good morning. Thoughts on McNeese? Basketball coach Bill Armstrong, who's an assistant at Baylor this past season, was assistant at Wade at LSU. Yeah, man. Will Wade loved Bill Armstrong. And veteran basketball guy, a good recruiter as well. So I like it. I mean, if you're trying to get the connective tissue to Will Wade, that's a good way to do it with a former Wade assistant. So hopefully he keeps it rolling there in Lake Chuck. Hey, Brent, good morning. Nothing beats a good bowling combo. Y'all liked that yesterday, didn't y'all? Is Cam Johnson Oklahoma's rotation? He is not, Corey. As a matter of fact, Cam Johnson's only thrown in 1 SEC game so far. His problem is his walks. I think I ran through the numbers yesterday. Like 19 innings pitched. I think he's got something like 27 strikeouts, but 17 walks. So don't quote me on that exactly, but it's something along those lines. But he's only thrown in 1 SEC game so far in 3 weekends. Can't throw strikes. Yeah, all good. There's all the audio comments. So sorry about that. Yeah, Seth's asking about Cam Johnson, his role at OU. He's a bullpen guy. I'll be curious to see if LSU sees him this weekend. But again, well, I'll just look it up for you. Hang on. Here you go. Cameron Johnson, Oklahoma. Woo, Oklahoma. Where this one goes, sweeping Russia plains. 19 2/3 innings pitched. 21 strikeouts. He threw this week. There you go. So they've updated. 19 2/3, 21 strikeouts, 20 walks. I mean, he's got 20 walks in 19 2/3 innings pitched. He threw against Texas Tech on Tuesday, and he walked 3 and hit a guy. So he threw against Texas Tech on Tuesday. He went a third of an inning, walked 3, hit a guy, gave up a run. I mean, can't throw strikes. my goodness. Doggone it. Doggone it. I'm sorry. Hang on one second, y'all. I forgot to change the audience preference on Facebook. Our Facebook people can't see me. Shoot. Sorry about that. There you go. Let's see, Blair Goat. I seem to remember some challenges last year at one point with strike throwing for our pitchers. Can you remember if that was better by the end of the year? Yeah, because you ended up narrowing the guys that you trust, which happens every year. It's I at the risk of sounding repetitive, y'all, I know some of you hear me say this often, but I'll repeat it for Blair for those missed. But it's a 56-game evolution, right? You have the first month of the season where you're throwing everybody. You're getting a lot of guys' experience to see because you go through fall ball and through preseason. You have some preconceived notions who you think fits in certain spots. Well, then you put them out there in game situations and you grow a sample size. And you start to learn. Well, you learn who can throw strikes, who can't, who you can trust, who's good in what spots, all that sort of stuff. And so you're developing that. Well, by the time you get to the end of the season and you get to postseason play, you're not using 15 pitchers. You're probably using 8. So you're really honing in on the guys that you're going to count on to carry you through the postseason. Now you'll have your up 10, down 10 guys. Like if you end up in a blowout, you can throw just anybody out there to preserve your key arms. That's what you do. But yeah, it got better because you narrowed the guys you were going to consistently. And that's like that. That's what LSU is going to, and like you saw it the last couple of weekends too, where you saw Evans and Cowan extend in the bullpen because they had to. There's nobody else they trust to throw strikes. Well, hopefully now Jaden Newt can be one of those guys. Hopefully we see Connor Ware-Williams Schmidt come along in those roles. Hopefully you get Gavin Guidry back. If that happens, now you got 8-9 guys that you feel really good about, and you can make it through a postseason. Hey, Guy Brooks, good morning. Jerry, good morning. Looks like Skeens will have to battle for wins again this year. Lack of run support. Yeah, the Pirates stink. Skeens was awesome yesterday. 7 innings, 1 run on 3 hits. I mean, he's phenomenal. Hey, Leon, good morning. Chance, can you think of a lower-ranked sibling who ended up being a better player than a higher-ranked sibling? I was going to say Whit Weeks, but no, Whit was ranked higher. Let's see. I have to think on that, man. That's a good question. Justin Jefferson. That's the easiest one ever. Now they play different positions, but Justin was lower rated than Jordan and Ricky. Justin was. Ricky was a 4-star. Ricky committed as a receiver. I forgot that. He ended up playing defensive back, but he committed. He was a 4-star. So Ricky Jefferson was a 4-star, number 205 nationally. So Ricky was number 205 nationally. Jordan was number, I don't know if they had rate. So Jordan was 247 nationally. Ricky might have been the highest rated one. And Justin was number 203 wide receiver. Justin Jack, you ready for this? Justin's national ranking in 24/7, 2,174. His brothers were in the 200s. He was 2,174. So yes, that's the easy one. It was Justin Jefferson was at one point a 2-star. He finished as a 3-star, probably because he's not with LSU. There you go, Thomas. Gregory, good morning. What's the gossip today? I don't know. Chance, going to be cold in Norman. It is going to be cold all weekend. Cold and rainy. Michael, morning, Matt. Dale Mitchell, find in Norman. Looks like it holds 500. Field in Norman. Crowd noise should not be a factor. And bad weather, too. Hey, Jeff, good morning. David Bass, hopefully LSU will expose OU's pitching. Hey, Dad, good morning. Love you, Dad. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Bailey, market's been bad for a while. Bargain shop while you can. Jamie Hodges, definitely excitement around basketball. They're finally showing they care, so we care. It's a good point. I mean, I think that's it, right? When you feel
the reciprocal investment of time and emotion, it's easier to be engaged. Brett, here's the problem, Brett, with the Locked On SEC the squad shows. They do it on Tuesday at like 6:00. Maybe they moved it to 7, but even still, like if LSU's playing a baseball game, I'm not jumping on the squad show. It's just been hard for my schedule to fit that in. Yeah, unfortunately for Cam Johnson, he just hasn't been able to find the way through strikes. Couple more. Gregory, how much is taking all 3 during weekend compared to going 2 out of 3 and using the third game as experience for pitchers? Does winning all 3 on a weekend big deal in this? Yes. Because here's the thing, Gregory. Like, it really is this simple. Like, there's a benchmark whereby if you get to 20-10 in SEC play, you're a national seed. So, like, absolutely. And they all count the same. So if you can get to 20-10 in league play, then like lock, post, road to Omaha goes to Baton Rouge. So you can go sweeping Mississippi State and Missouri was massive because you're better than those teams and you found a way at home to sweep those series. Wasn't easy, but you found a way to sweep them. So you lose the series at Texas, blowing game 2. You compensate for that whenever you come back from down 6-2 in game 1 against Mississippi State. So yes, look, knowing you still have a grind ahead of you, and I know it's 7:46, I had to go. You still have to play Tennessee, who is, Tennessee and Arkansas are the best teams in the SEC right now. You still have to play, you're playing Oklahoma, you're next week you're at Auburn, so it's back-to-back road series. You're home against Alabama, who's very formidable. You're home against Tennessee, who's probably the best team in the country right now, or if not Arkansas. You got to go to A&M, and thankfully they stink. But then you get Arkansas, who Tennessee and Arkansas I think are the best teams in the country right now. You still got to play both of them, but you get both of them at home. And then you go to South Carolina, who's probably going to be bringing up the rear of the conference. So, knowing you still have Arkansas and Tennessee ahead and road trips, a road trip to Auburn, you got some tough series ahead, man. But so every win you can. Okay, I got to go. Locked on LSU's live, AFR 3.